still related to the story of the Wali Songo, namely Gamelan. In the time of the Walis, gamelan was used as a tool to help them spread Islam. Especially on the island of Java, the figure who is closely associated with gamelan is Sunan Kalijogo. Sunan Kalijogo is a wali who popularized gamelan in Java. Besides gamelan, there is also wayang. In this video, I will discuss the elements of musical instruments in a gamelan. Watch the video. Javanese gamelan is a traditional Indonesian musical instrument that has gone global. Still fresh from memory, an advertisement on a local television station about a set of gamelan played by players from the English football club, Arsenal, as a promotion for their arrival in Indonesia. This is an acknowledgement of gamelan as an identity that only the Indonesian people have. The existence of a collection of Javanese gamelan sets at the Paris Museum and the National Music Museum of the United States should also make the public proud that traditional Indonesian musical instruments are increasingly known by the world. History of gamelan. Gamelan comes from the word gamel, which in Javanese means to hit or beat, while the suffix an refers to a noun. Overall, it can be interpreted as a set of musical instruments that are played by hitting or beating. Actually, musical instruments similar to gamelan are also found in various regions in Indonesia, but the term Javanese gamelan refers to gamelan in central Java in general. Gamelan musical instruments are thought to have been known in Java since 326 Saka, 404 AD. And depictions of gamelan playing from that era can be found in the reliefs of Borobudur and Prambanan temples. Javanese gamelan, with its soft rhythm, is generally used to accompany wayang performances and dance performances. In its development, Javanese gamelan then stood alone as a musical performance complete with singers called sinden. Javanese gamelan is also played as accompanying music for brides and grooms in Javanese palaces, and to this day, Javanese people still use gamelan to accompany wedding receptions. Gamelan musical instruments. Gamelan is supported by a set of musical instruments that are played harmoniously to produce beautiful tones. The following are musical instruments that are part of the elements of gamelan. 1. Drums or kendang. Drums in gamelan music are pamurba irama, functioning as a regulator of the rhythm and tempo of the gendahing being played. The important role of the drum makes the drummer or drum player always placed as the leader of the accompanying gamelan. How to play it by beating or hitting using the hands of the drum surface covered with animal skin. 2. Gong. A gamelan instrument made of brass metal and placed by hanging. When it is about to be played, the gong is held by the 5 fingers and then hit using a short stick. Gongs are divided into 3, namely the small-pitched gong siem, the medium-pitched gong suukan, and the large-pitched gong gede. Gong functions as a rhythm keeper. Its job is to strengthen the drum in determining the form of the gending. The sound of the gong is a sign of the beginning and end of a gending. 3. Flute. This instrument functions as a songkeeper, made of bamboo with holes to determine the tone or scale. Flutes consist of slendro flutes and pilog flutes, which are distinguished based on the location of the holes. The sound produced by the flute is very soft. 4. Gambang. This instrument consists of an arrangement of 18 wooden or bamboo bars placed on a resonator rack. The bars are arranged in a row from the smallest to the largest, which produces varying tones. There are two types of gambang, namely slendro gambang and pelog gambang. The function of the gambang is as a songkeeper, beautifying the song with its kenkok, and an opener for gambang gending. This instrument is played by hitting it using a tool called a taboo. 5. Bonang. Bonang is made of bronze. 14 pieces placed in a row in a long place. It is played by hitting it using two percussion tools with one end covered in a layer of cloth or rubber. There are two types of bonang, namely bonyarang barung, which functions to open or start the presentation of certain gending and decorate the song, and bonang penyarang sukses as a song decoration. 6. Sitar. Sitar is a plucked musical instrument in Javanese gamelan with 11 strings, which can produce slendro and pelog tones. The player simply tunes it according to his wishes, for example, slendro, pelog nem, or pelog barang scales. Sitar plays a role in forming chenkok, melodic patterns based on balungan, played together with the gambang at the same speed. Playing the sitar has a big influence on a gamelan performance. If there is a mistake in pitch, it will directly affect the overall rhythm of the other musical instruments. The name sitar comes from the Dutch word citer, which is also related to the English word zither. 7. Rebab. Rebab is a stringed instrument that has 3 or 2 strings made of metal, so copper. The body of the rebab is round with a long handle. In Javanese gamelan, the function of the rebab is not only as a complement to accompany the singing of the sindan, but also functions to guide the direction of the sindan's song, especially in soft percussion. 8. Kenong. Consists of kenong, slendro, and kenong, pelog, which function to determine the boundaries of the gatra based on the shape of the gending, emphasize the rhythm, and regulate the tempo of the gending being played. This instrument made of brass metal is played by hitting it with a tool. 9. Kempul. The shape of this gamelan instrument resembles a gong, but is smaller, totaling 8-10 pieces, each with a different tone. It consists of kempul slendro with notes 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6, and kempul pelog with notes 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. The function of kempul in Karawaitan performances is to emphasize the rhythm in a piece. Just like gongs, kempul is played by hitting it using a bat, one end of which is covered with a fairly thick layer of cloth. 10. Kathuk. This instrument functions to maintain rhythmic stability so that it remains harmonious. Kathuk is played by hitting it using a bat, one end of which is covered with a fairly thick layer of cloth. 11. Kempiang. An instrument that functions as a rhythmic musical instrument, helping to strengthen the drum in determining the form of the gending and indicating the type of rhythm, usually played in response to the kituk to form a beautiful harmony. 12. Gender. A metallophone, or metal, brass, bronze, iron, percussion instrument in the form of blades, totaling 14 blades. The gender or person who plays the gender in the art of Karawaitan is the song leader. This instrument is played by hitting it using a round-shaped beater with blades made of wood covered with cloth. 13. Saron. There are 4 saron in one set of gamelan instruments, all of which have pelog and slendro versions. The saron produces a tone 1 octave higher than the demong, with a smaller physical size. The saron drum is usually made of wood with a hammer-like shape. How to play it by beating it according to the tone, the imbal tone, or beating alternately between saron 1 and saron 2. The speed and softness of the beating depends on the command from the drum and the type of gending. In the Gang Saran gending, which depicts war conditions, for example, the ritik is beaten hard and fast. In the Gati gendasing, which has a military nuance, the ritik is beaten slow but hard. When accompanying a song, it is beaten softly. In playing the saron, the right hand hits the wilahan, metal sheet with a percussion instrument. Then the left hand presses the wilahan that was previously beaten to eliminate the remaining hum. This technique is called memathet, press. 14. Slenthem and demung. These two musical instruments are rikikan utama, or risikan balongan, whose notes are made in only one gembiang or one octave. The tone bars are arranged from low to higher notes in sequence. Rikikan balongan functions as an affirmation or shows the real song. 15. Kemenak. Its shape resembles a large banana. There are two of them, made of brass. The kemenak musical instrument is only used in certain gending. 16. Chelempong. The same as the sitar, this instrument's function is to decorate the song and functions as a song leader. How to play it is by plucking. In West Java there is also a selempong musical instrument, but how to play it is by hitting it. Those are the various elements of gamelan instruments along with their functions and how to play them. See you again in the next video. If you want to request a video, please write in the comments column. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye bye and see you guys.